getting replaced in cloud. Cloud means just like Google Drive, you already know where you can place your extra data in the Google Drive up to 15 GB. Like here, not for the storing the data. Here, apart from the storing data, you can also launch your application on all those things from that cloud service. Okay, so there is three cloud provider mainly uh, present right now in the internet. First of all, AWS, Google, like GCP, Google Cloud Service, and third is a Azure. Already know. Top of the thing, that's AWS. Okay, that what I teach you from the beginning, that is AWS only, because AWS have that top of the, like most of the companies using the AWS, and then after Azure, then after Google Cloud. Okay, so those are the top three cloud provider present right now. And apart from that, if I told you right now, today where I'm going to start, today we're going to start about Kubernetes. What is meant by the Kubernetes? Kubernetes means you will take like that. You know about the container, Docker containers. Okay, I'll just show you the example. Little bit I'll just try to show you because I have to start today class. So you have to see the previous videos. Before that, is it you have to understand today's class? That's why I'll just explain you a little bit, only 10 minutes. Okay, see that Kubernetes. I'll just search it. Sorry, Kubernetes. See over here. Where is that? Okay, I just have to search it like I think container. Yeah, see over here. So you can see that's a big ship over here. You can see, and in that ship, oh, this message. Give me 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. So see, just 1 minute. Yeah, see, you can see here that's a container or that's a ship. You can say, and in the ship, what's those are all the containers. Is there, guys? Please mute yourself. Okay. See, that's a ship and that's a container. Who is handling all those containers? By the ship. Okay. So we can say who is the managing all those containers? By the ship. Okay. So those container you can take it as perspective of cloud. You can take each container having one application. One application means just take this container have the sales application. This container have the Java application. This container have the Python application. Like that, each container have one application. Okay, and where it in that one container means one box you can take, and all the containers will handle all the containers by the ship. So that ship is called the Kubernetes that we're gonna learn today. Okay, so that ship is called the Kubernetes, and all the containers that we have, all those containers are called the pod. Pod. Pod means pod. But Kubernetes don't understand the containers. Okay, Kubernetes also only understand the pods. So those containers we can call from today it's pods. Okay, understood what is meant by the Kubernetes? Kubernetes means the whole ship who is handling the containers. Now comes how he handles the containers. Now we have to see. Okay, only 5 minutes are left. See, so in a Kubernetes, there is a parts over there. First is a master node and worker nodes. Okay, guys. So you have to understand all those things. Those are all the basics of those things. Like, okay, you're already in a BTech already in a BTech session, so you have to know about that. If you don't know, then see the previous video that I already shared to your WhatsApp after that class. Okay. See, that's a master node. In a master node, there is a part of API server, scheduler, etct, control panel, cloud control panel. Here in a container, kubelet, okay. Then after the second part is container runtime, kube proxy, and pod. Okay, that's the part of each worker nodes and master node. What is mean by the worker node and a master node? Master node means who is handling all the containers. As the example that I give you. See, where is the example? Yeah, see. So that's the master node we have to see. The whole service we have to call in a cloud way, like in a DevOps section, we have to call master node. And those are all that container that you see, those all we have to say like not actually you have to say the worker node, because node means in one node you have to place so many containers. Okay, one means you have to say one laptop. That's in one laptop, that's one laptop, that is one laptop. So three laptop we have. So from the one laptop, we have to handle those three or those five or those how many laptop we can install. So one laptop, that's the master laptop, and those all the worker laptops. Just like the Apple environment. Like in Apple environment, if you have the Apple laptop, you can also connect from Apple laptop your Apple applications like phone, also Apple's like Apple like AirPods and or something like that. Okay, so you can connect with that. So like that, you have to. There is all in one environment. Okay, one environment means environment should be that we already know that three types of environment we have: development environment, production environment, and testing environment. Okay, so that's three type of environment that we have. Okay, so that's the master node, and those are the worker nodes. So what the master node have: API server here. That's a long thing that you can see over here. That's the called the API server. What does it mean, the API server? API server means when the user comes first. Because what I just told you, what we have in this all container application means application. We have to make application for what? For the users, na. So user have to be comes in the application. How they come? Is that they come directly from there, like bypass this master node? No, na. If they just bypass the master node, if any hacker should come, they also already come in application. That's why they have to first come to the API server. So if any user hit the first where they hit first in a master node. Like master node means API server. Then the API server take the user request. Like if the user wants the Google application, they that it is goes from sorry. Then it is goes from here to here. Scheduler. Scheduler means what user need, that is taken by the scheduler. Then scheduler give all those things to the worker nodes, like first this worker node or this worker node, or who is free right now. Okay, who is not have that much heat or all those things, they just give us all those things to the worker nodes. Okay, what is mean by the etcd? Etcd is a database. Like you already know, master node have to handle all those things, so master node have to information about all those things. So for that only, master node having a database where all the information got kept in a database. So that database is called the etcd database. Okay, then after the control panel means what I'm saying, all those things is part of the master node. But who is the master over here? Master node, the part of the master node, the main master is a control panel who is handling all those things in a master node. If anything happening, it is seen by the master node and handling by the master node only. Okay, so the main master or main mastermind is the control panel over here. Now comes in a worker node that we already have so many things over here. Worker node first is kubelet. What is mean by the kubelet? Kubelet means I told you master node handling all of those nodes, like all of those worker nodes. How they handle the worker nodes? Through the communication, na. They have to talk with them. How they talk? Is there one person should be there, na? It's not like that everyone if wants to talk with the master node, then master node confused that okay, who is wants to like want anything. That's why should be one person. It is responsible for the work talk with the master node. That person is called the kubelet. Kubelet have the only permission to talk with the master node. Okay, now comes in a kube proxy. What is mean by the kube proxy? I told you that, yeah, have our application over the node. So if you want to expose our application means if you want to give your application to someone, how will you give? By the IP address, not by the link HTTP slash slash. Then there is something over there. So you have to give the link to that. So if you have to give the link, there is something that you have to expose the link, na? Because you already know there is a private link and public link over there. Okay, so you have to give the public link to them. So for that only, there is kube proxy handling all those things, networking things. Public link, private link, all those things are mean what? Networking. So all those systems are handled by the kube proxy. Then after comes in a pod. Pod means I told you what is mean by the pod. Pod is having the container in it. But we don't have to call the container over here in a Kubernetes. Kubernetes don't know about the container. Kubernetes only know about the pods. Okay, that's why I have to call only pods. Then after comes in a what container runner. Container runner means whenever any application is run, what does it mean? Where the application is put it on in a container. If application wants to run, then container should be running. So that's why container run by the container runner. There is a one more things over there in a worker node. Understood, guys? What is the basic architecture of the Kubernetes? Then now we're gonna start our today's session. That is Kubernetes. So first you have to create all those things that I told you. First you have to create all those things, na? So that's why I'll just create all those things first of all. Okay, just create all those things first of all. The first. Is it clear, guys? All of you. For the new people, I understood. Little bit is confusing over there. You have to see the previous lecture for that. But yeah, the overall structure, is it clear or not? Please. Where is the Devops game file? Yeah, done. Mm, I just corrected right now. Okay, host name, props, then after done. So now, right now, I'll just install the cops because I told you I have to install the master node. So that's why I'll install by the file. So give me 1 minute. Okay, is that Saurabh is here? Saurabh, are you here? Yeah, Saurabh is here. Okay, I'll just turn off the screen recording, guys. Like not turn off the screen recording. I'll just change it because it is going in YouTube. So that's why. Present mobile extend. Just confirm me once that you can see my screen or not. Is it you can see my screen right now? Is it you can see the WhatsApp screen over there?
Okay.
Okay, no? Okay. Just give me 1 minute. My WhatsApp is installing. Like it will take little bit of time. Okay, in that moment, if you have any issue, please. Okay, it will take little bit of time. Okay, guys. Okay, in that moment, if you have any query for the new people only, I'll just say mainly for them, cause there is if something issue is happening for the new people only. Okay, I'll just give a link to you over there, cause why I'll just give in the WhatsApp only. Okay, give me 1 minute. Just open my WhatsApp once, then it will take little bit of time. Okay. So in a Kubernetes, I just told you. So, okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, notepad. I just open the notepad once. Notepad. Yeah. See, I explained you something over there. Yeah. See, uh, Docker, VPC, upstream. Yeah. So in a Kubernetes, guys, we already know there is a file. There's a main file in Kubernetes that we have to run. Because I told you for the like deploying the application and all those things that you have to do. So for that you have to write a file. Okay. Arey yaar. Sorry guys. Is it the noise is so loud? Hello,
Your
guys.
screen is
Is
not
the
visible.
okay? My screen is not visible, na? Okay, okay, sorry. Oh ma, can't off karo na. Please tell me if the noise is too loud. Okay, because there is a one function is over near my home. Actually. Okay, I'll just share my address screen right now. You can see right now. See, mm, yeah, I think done. See over here. So there in a Kubernetes, we have to make the what? We have to make the manifest file. Manifest file means that's the file name from where we can Create all those things means we have to launch our application, we have to expose our application through the that file only. We have to make that file. Okay, without making that file we can't do anything. Why we just make that file? You already know that. We know guys, like if we have to make any file, then it is a structural way to make anything. Means if you just make any file, then you can track your file whenever you want. You can, if you do any wrong thing, then you have to just go into file and edit that, and it is going good. Okay, so that's why you have to maintain our file, or we can say you have to make a file first of all. So that file is called in Kubernetes is manifest file. So what that manifest file have? First is API version. We don't have to need to go with that. What does it mean? You have to see the lecture over there. You'll get to know. Okay, previous lectures. There are three, four part there in every file, like every manifest file. First is API version. Second is kind. Third is metadata. Metadata means you know data about data. So here data about the kind. And fourth is spec. Spec means in this section we have to create our container and port our application. Okay. So see, so there is a see, I just told you about the kind na. So those are all the kind means if you wanted to create any pod means container. So then you have to create the, you have to write the kind over here, pod. Here you have to write pod like this. Okay, pod. Okay, and also I told you guys this manifest file is a case sensitive and space sensitive. So like it is totally sensitive guy. Okay, so in a manifest file if you just put anything, you have to be, so have to be conscious about the space and also the like upper bracket, lower bracket, uppercase, lowercase, all those things. Okay, so those are the examples of kind. How, like those are the important kind that we have. Apart from that we also have, but those are the important. Okay, so I'll just launch the machine first and then I'll tell you. Okay, I'll stop my screen recording. 1 minute. Uh, yeah, sure. 1 minute. Just. Wow. Heck. It's taking that much time. Hmm. Hmm. 1 minute. Just 90%. Yeah, done. Almost done. 1 minute. Just. Hmm. Arey, yeah, it is coming. Yes, done. So we have to just install the master node. Sorry, install the props. Like from that, we have to install the master node. Just like in your, uh, just like in when you just write your Java like deployment, in that time you install the APIs and all those things, na middlewares and all. You already know about that, I think. So that's where you install the API keys for installing something from the outside. So that's why you have to install for something for the outside first, and then after you have to install all those things. Okay. Sorry for my bumbling because I have that issue. Okay. ওমা খুব বেশি আওয়াজ আসছে, একটু গেটটা হবে কি? মা, so I'll just copy that. What I'm copy, I'll show you. Okay. See. So what it is does, it is goes into the internet. Okay. And from where It is install the things that I want to, like that I wanted to install the run the Kubernetes and all. Okay, for that first it is take, you already know what is mean by the curl. Curl is using, you already know about the Linux actually sometimes. So Linux means with the help of the curl command you can take it anything, any command from the internet. Then after we'll have to install that and we have to move the file users name. Okay, that's all. So for the new people, you have some issue with that, understand? But yeah, the same thing. I run the file now. Done. Now I have to go into vi dot bash rc. Okay. Here I have to add here something. Those are the part of the installation. Okay. You don't need to like remember all these things. Not that much important. Oma, it off corona git. One minute. Oma get off for the see. Over there, app is install one thing. Export of one. Oma like get off. Then get it right off. One minute, guys. I'll just come back in a moment. Oh, yeah. Right now it is little bit okay. Yeah, see. So I have to write here a command to export the path over there. Okay. So just export the path. I just call the variable path dot user user local bin. That part I'll just put it over here, save it, and then run it. This command source dot bash rc. Then, if you just wanted to see this, yeah, done. It is corrected. Now this part is done. You already know here there is an option called installing the, guys, as you can hear me, isn't or not? Is you can hear me, guys? Just give me a thumbs up or like that. I could.
Screen दिखाई नहीं दे रही है.
Okay, okay. I think so much noise I just coming from the outside. That's why I'll just ask. Uh, these people are crazy. Like every day they don't care about the others. Yeah. See, uh, my mind space. See, so for that, guys, we have to. I just told you that we have to install the master node. And for that, I told you that we have just take example that if anyone delete the etc database over there, okay, that I told you about the database. So if someone delete that, where should I keep that database then for the safety purpose? So for that only we have to create a storage for that, extra storage. So there is an option in AWS that's called S3. S3 is a bucket system where you have to keep our store our like data. You can store our data over there. Okay. So in that bucket, you can just store our data. Right now, I'll just create that bucket. Okay. I just create that bucket. See the command you can see over here. AWS, the service is the AWS. If it is Azure, then you have to write the Azure. Then S3 API, if that's API that's we have to call. Then create the bucket. Bucket nothing but a storage. The bucket name you have to give it. That's my bucket name. Then after you have to give the region. Region nothing but I told you about that what it is. Okay, you have to see. Now after creating the bucket, we have to enable the versioning. Okay. What does it mean by the versioning? Versioning is nothing but the if anyone delete the bucket also, we have to take the security from the starting. If anyone also delete the bucket also, we can retrieve our data from the versioning. From the versioning means see here I'll just enable the versioning means if anyone delete the bucket. First, if anyone delete the database, we'll get it from the bucket. Then bucket nothing but storage. And if anyone delete the bucket also, then we'll get it from the delete section, means recycle bin section. Understood, na? So that's how we have to write it. Okay. I just enable the versioning over here. See, versioning configuration status enabled. Okay. Now I'll just confirm the region over there. Okay. Just give 1 minute. Right now in this section, see what bucket I just write over there. Now I just create the bucket, but I don't store in a where I don't store in this environment where I'll just create our master node. In that environment, I have to say to the environment that I'll create the bucket and everything after that I'll creating those all are keep in that bucket only. See, you understood now? First I'll just create the bucket. First I'll install the cops for installing all those things like master node and all. Then after I'll create the bucket. Means why I'll just create the master node and worker node. Those all are details are goes into the bucket. That's why first I'll create the bucket. And then after right now what I'm writing here export cop state store s3 means I'll give my bucket address where all those data got stored data got stored. Okay, so I'll just write in my bucket dishl 123 विशाल 123
स्क्रीन शो नहीं हो रही है।
नहीं हो रहा है क्यों नहीं हो
नहीं,
रहा? एक मिनट
दिख नहीं रहा।
अभी हो रहा है क्या?
हाँ वो है।
अच्छा, sorry, is it you can see those things guys? First I'll just create the bucket. Then after I told you I install the versioning, like enable the versioning for the recycle purpose. And then after I'll just store the versioning, like store the bucket in that Kubernetes environment. Okay, I'll just enter and you can see it is done. Next, what I do, I'll have to go to the WhatsApp. So for that, for some moment, I'll just stop the recording once, just for one. Okay, from here only, I'll just leave that. You can see some see the mobile extern right now, guys. अभी आ रहा है ना mobile extern?
यस
Oh, got it. Bucket got created. Now the last thing that you have to do, all those things are created, guys. Now what you have to do? The last step, just you have to install the master node and all. Okay. Right now you can see my screen. Just give me one thumbs up. You can see my screen that I put it right now. Okay, done. See, so first I'll just right now I'll just create the master node and worker node that I told you. So that first see the command, guys. Cops. Cops means first I install the cops over there. That's why I just put the command in the first time cops create cluster. Cluster nothing but node. cluster have the node, and node means one server. Okay, what the cluster first I have to create, where I have to create the cluster in the bucket, because I have to install in a bucket. So I'll just give the bucket's address. Then after, in which zone, zone means it is a one place. Okay, how many worker node we created first? Two. If you want, you can create more. Okay, I just create two right now. And what's the RAM of the worker node? 2 GB. That's the RAM type, what you see over here. But its RAM means it is 2 GB of RAM. Okay. Then I just create the master node. But I told you there is a important thing in a master node. Who is the master? That's a control panel. So I name it my master node as a control panel, because he is the master of the control of the master node. That's why I just name it his name. Master node count. I just create one master node and two worker node that I show you in example also. So the master node also having the RAM of T3 micro. It is a 3 GB of RAM. Okay, there's a 2 GB of RAM. That is 3 GB of RAM. Just like as in a office, master manager got more salary than the employee. You already know. That's why. Okay, and then after I just click in here. Yes, yes means if any auto like yes is coming over there, we don't have to do anything over there. Okay, I just create it right now. So it will create it automatically. Okay, and as I show you in my screen that bucket that I told you, is it created or not? I'll show you that one also. Okay, you can see over that bucket is already got created. Okay, see that bucket is already got created. You can see the time over here, 7:31. See that bucket is already got created. And apart from that, few things are already got created. When it is got created, I told you why you using the Kubernetes, guys, that I told you. In a Docker, you already know Docker. Docker means container. Kubernetes don't understand what is meant by the container, but Docker understand container. Docker is all about the container. Docker is nothing but those are the things are called the Docker. See, guys, you have to be understood those things. Those are container that I told you, na. Those are container is nothing but the Docker. You can also search it. Docker. Docker means container. See, those are the container you can see now. This is the container. Docker container. Docker is reference to container. Okay. So that's why just go below. So in a Docker, where we can create the container. And guys, do you know about the auto scaling over here? I told you it will take a little bit of time to create. Okay, I told you in that time. So what is mean by the auto scaling? Auto scaling means, guys, see, seems like so many users in coming in here. Like it's like in Amazon Prime Festival or like in a Flipkart, there is if festival is coming, so many customers coming in that time. So in that time, how they can like handle the load in that time? There is should be load balancer over every server. Load balancer means who is distributed the load equally to the server. I just created over two node over there, but in real life, so many load are over there. Okay, so many. So what happens is that, okay, whenever the customer need is goes high, in that time those servers automatically goes high. Like means the server having one thing that is a overlayer. It's called overlayer. That overlayer called auto scaling. Auto scaling is nothing but whenever load got increased, the server got also increased. Okay, so that's how the every you can see Hotstar, Geo, like whenever you see the Geo Hotstar in that time you will see now watching in IPL 220 crore or something like that, like 200, like not 200, 22 crore, 24 crore people are watching in that live. So how they can handle all those how these people in that one application? It is possible only by the load balancer. Load balancer distribute the traffic in that time, and in that time the server got increases by 10 times or 20 times or 100 times. Okay, it depends on the users. So that's how the Kubernetes also done it here. See, in a Kubernetes that I told you, in that Kubernetes, that's a master node and that's a worker node. Only two worker node we just created, and I told you in each worker node you can create so many server as you want. Okay, that's why you have to use the virtual memory. Na? If you just know that in one server you can create one memory, as like our laptop is same. Na? Laptop also one server, and also it is called the one memory. So is that here also if the concept is same, then how could the cloud computing is different from the on premises, like different from the database? That's why the cloud computing is different. Why? Because in one server, like in one CPU, you can launch so many server. Okay, so here, if here also those server are getting loaded 100%, then after automatically this one, this like this master node is sense it. How it is sense it? This kubelet send the instruct to the master node that okay, my capacity is full, my capacity is full, I have to be, it can't take more than that. Then after master node creating one more node over there, so that those like how if someone's come after that, those requests goes to that server that is created recently. So that's how the Kubernetes handle the load over there. But the Docker that I told you, Docker can't handle automatically, like yeah, automatically. In the Docker, we can create the container and all those things are same in a Docker. Okay, in a Docker also we can create the container. In the container we have to handle the application, all those things. But if the load got increased, the container are not got increased automatically. Please give the importance of the automatic. Automatically means you have to go manually in the Docker application and you have to do manually scaling. There is some command over there, Docker run scale, then have to scale how many you want. You have to do manually. But in Kubernetes, there is a one feature. Okay, I just write why we use cubes. Why you use? See here you can see Kubernetes. It is share orchestration tool. Orchestration is like nothing but the tools. See, auto scaling. See, automatically it is scaling. Means in a Kubernetes, why you using the Kubernetes? First, Kubernetes, if the load are getting increased, Kubernetes automatically increase the server, or you can say automatically increase the pod. Okay, because every pod having the one container, and one container, every container have the same applications. So we have to increase the pod, not the server. Server means, I just give the example of the server. Servers happening when the real life application is working. But right now we don't do that much user to give that much load in a like in the server. So that's why you have to call pod. Okay, like if the load are get increased, the more pods are got created over here. Okay, in one server. In one server, we can create thousand of pods, and you already know why using the Docker. Is it come over here? Let's check it. Guys, you can see over here. See, the master node got created. Right now it is not connected, but it is got created. It will take little bit of time. Okay, it take little bit of time. So see, what is the working of the Kubernetes you understood? Okay, why using the Kubernetes understood. Now see, in a Docker, where I am. Okay, give me 1 minute. Mm, yeah, one more thing. See, you can see here self healing. What is meaning by the self healing? Self healing means self healing. Understood the meaning of the self healing actually means if you just get any cut in your body is repaired automatically. Like that here, if any pot got, I saw what they are doing here. Yeah, see what is meaning by the self healing. Self healing nothing but that. Okay, if any pods are got any issue, so that pod are got automatically disconnected from the server that I told you from the master node. And okay, you can't see that screen now. I think is it you can see the screen. What I'm showing to you, is it you can see or not? I will share my entire screen right now. Yeah, see okay. See guys, you can see one master node got connected. Now the worker node should be connected over here. Okay, so see over here. First is why you using the Kubernetes for the auto scaling. Second is self healing. Self healing means if any part are got disconnected or get destroyed, it will create automatically. Okay, that's why we are using the Kubernetes. But in a Docker, there is no feature like that. In a Docker, you have to do yourself only manually. But it is not possible to do the manually. Nah, you don't know when your customer comes more and when your customer comes less. That's why we don't use the Docker. But yeah, there is a using of Docker in your system. Okay, in a Docker lecture, I told you about that. Okay, if someone call me right now, leave it. So in a Docker lecture, I already talk about that. Okay, you have to see the previous lecture for that. And yeah, more that things over there. So okay, done. So first in a Kubernetes, you have to create the manifest file and why you using the Kubernetes, you understood. Okay, next goes where how many it is created right now. Okay, see, worker node are got created but not get connected with the master node. Okay, it will take time. Now comes those are the things. If you wanted to create the pod, if you wanted to create the pod means container, then you have to use this kind. What is mean by the service? Service means I told you that you have to expose your application to the outside. So for that there is a specific kind. Kind means there is a thing that you have to use. Okay, just like a name. So you have to use the service. In that service there is a three. Like if you wanted to expose your service to outside, then you have to use that service. In service there is a module. There is three module. First is cluster IP. Sorry guys. First is cluster IP, second is node port, third is load balancer. Okay, there is three types of things over there. I told you about that before. Okay, you have to know that. So third is namespace. Namespace is nothing but you already know that. See, I told you there is three types of environment over here. Okay, three type of environment. See, three type of environment I told you. Okay, so let's take an example. If your company have three type of environment, like developer is different than developer, product, and test. Those three are different. So if developer wants to work in this total server, it is a big server. Okay, in company there is a big server. So there is a space confidentiality are happening. Means like if developer take this server, developer can't utilize the full of the things. Okay, developer can't utilize the total space of the one CPU. Okay, it is so big. It's look like that only one CPU. How it is take, but not like that. In one CPU means so much space. Okay, so that's why there is namespace is coming in a picture. See, there is a namespace is coming in a picture. What is mean by the namespace? Namespace is divided in one server multiple parts. Like in one server, you can see our dev space. See, in one server, I told you if one server we have to dedicate to the developer team, then developer team or the product team they can't utilize the total server at once. So the space are got wasted. So for that, Kubernetes comes with the new service, new module. Sorry, new kind you can say new kind. It's called the namespace. What namespace does? Name with the help of the namespace in the one server only you can define the area, like you can define from here, like you can define from here. Okay, not actually it is like that, but I'll just try to understood you. Okay, like that, with the help of the namespace you can create like that. Like you can name it like, okay, this part for the dev, this part for the production team, this part for the testing team. Okay, they can't made changes over the developer team, they can't make changes over the Q team. So those are already what we did, we just also utilize the space and we can make the three other isolated environment. Isolated, please note the point. Isolated means they can't change to others anything. Okay, isolated. Okay, then secrets. Secret means you already know if you wanted to run your application, so your application having some password or something like that. Okay, you already know API keys and all those things. When you just write your API keys, so in Java also you have to use the secret key and all those things, API keys. Put it in a backend that no one can see that API keys. Because if anyone sees the API keys, they can access the application like which you are using all those things. So that's why you have to keep the secret, that is secret file over there. That in like with the help of that kind, we can keep our secret application secret. Keep secret. Okay, that's right. What is mean the replica set and what is mean by the deployment? Okay, and jobs leave it right now. What is mean by the jobs? We're gonna go before after that. Okay, what is mean by the replica set? Replica set, I show you the word. Why show you one? I'll show you one. Okay, is it I have here? No, I don't have here. Okay, I'll show you one example of the replica set, then you'll understood. Okay, right now just see over here, is it connected? See that control panel is created, also connected. This node also, how will see that all are three connected or not? You have to write it kubectl get node. Sorry, get nodes. See, those are three all connected. Also see the version and all. Okay, ready like that. Okay. Now I told you about the namespace. So right now in a Kubernetes there is a default namespace is here. Okay. If interviewer asks you, there is a so questions comes in interview asks you in a Kubernetes what is the default namespace that got created. So you have to say the default namespace that got created. How will you see? You have to if you just run this command kubectl get pod. See what it is says? No resource found in a default namespace. How will see how many namespace we have default? We have to just write this command kubectl get ns. See, in one server only, there is so many different things over here. See, those are default. Cube public, cube node release, default, and cube system. Okay, so those are the things you have to know. Okay, now next in a replica set, I'll say na replica set. So all those replica set and all those things you have to keep in a those all are called the manifest file. Okay, the name is different, but the main name is the manifest file. Okay, so I'll just show you the example of the replica set. Give me 1 minute. The replica set. Okay, I'll just take the from the ChatGPT only. Give me example of the replica set. One minute, guys. Just network is slow. Why network is slow? Just 1 minute. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So replica set. Just copy that. VI application aviation copy and paste. One and paste it over here. Yeah, 1 minute just for me. Just copy and paste it. Before that, I'll just stop the recording for some time. Not stop, like I just share the recording to that. Okay, okay, done. Replica set, done. Copy and paste it over there. Okay. Copy and paste. See, yes. Okay, I'll share the screen first, then you can see. Screen. Share the entire screen. Yeah, you can see right now. That's the example of replica set. First, I told you in a one manifest file, what the mandatory have, we have to first API version. Okay, you can see the API version from here. API version, nothing but the version of every kind. Okay, it depends on the kind. There is a kind, every kind have their version. So you have to remember that thing. Okay, for the replica set, there's a version called app/v1. Okay, for I can Yeah. For the pod, there is a version called V1. For service, if you wanted to expose your application, so you have to use the kind of version, sorry, kind of service. So for service, the version is V1. For namespace, the version is V1. For secrets, V1, like that. Okay. So see, replica set, kind replica set, have to say. Metadata means it is have the data about data. Data about data means data of the kind. Replica set is have the information about the replica set. Name of the replica set is what? IB means internet banking we just take. Okay, and labeling. Labeling means with the help of the labeling, it will understood that okay, that's the name of the things. Without labeling, it can understand anything. Okay, you have to give labeling in everywhere, in every section. Every section means that's the one section, that's the one section, that's the one section, that's the one section. How could you understood those are the sections? You can understood after making one section, there is a part of the section. You can see under that, under that, under that, under that. See like that. And yeah, guys, one more thing that I wanted to tell you that here we can create the image. Image is nothing but we can know about the container. First, you have to create the container. Then, in a container, we have to put our application. Then, and from that application, we have to create the image of that application. Why we just take the image? Why you take the image? Image right now, you have to understood why you take the image for the light purpose. Like we already know that if if if, if it is in the container, then the container don't have create the OS, so it have the heavy means the server got loaded easily. If it is application got heavy, so that's why from the container we have to create the image so that the application are getting lighter means nothing but it's reject those things, those are not wanted for the production level. So those are things are automatically got rejected in the container level where it is comes in the image. So why we create the image for lightweight process? We just create the lightweight process. That's why we have to create the image. And also, guys, see there is a long process that see if you just first create the server, then after create the container, then after from the container you have to create the image. Okay, done. Then after you launch your application for the practice purpose I told you. Okay, so after if you wanted to sometimes you have to wants to like turn off the server or the terminate the server so that image also lost because the container also off and container also off means the image also got lost. So what you have to do now, the docker is comes in a picture. Okay, how the docker comes in a picture, that's I told you, that's why I told you we have to use the docker also, but docker don't have that capability to automate the infrastructure, means the automatic scaling is not here. That's why to install use the Kubernetes. But some of the features you have to take the, or you can say in a Java, you have to inherit in the feature of the Docker in Kubernetes. Okay, you already know that, guys, what is mean by the inheritance and all. अरे shit, सौरभ, गलती हो गया, थोड़ा सा मैनेज कर लेना. Hmm. So see, guys, what were what I show you? Yeah. So that's why I have to create the image. So see. So first it is create the metadata. Replica set means, see guys, replica set, what is the limitation of the replica set? I told you there is a one limitation of the replica set. That's why we don't use the replica set. Okay. So that's the thing that you have to know for creating the application, or you can say creating the pod. How it is created? First, I just write the metadata. Metadata means data about the kind. After here, I just told you here in that space, I just create the pod. See, replicas. Replicas means nothing but how many pods you have to create. I just say 3 pod I have to create. Then after selector. Selector means what is the working of the selector? Selector is select that by the labeling. Okay, what the where is the labeling is here, this that labeling is there here. What you have to create it? Internet banking. Okay, done. Where the internet banking, how many replica you have to create it? Okay, replica has got here, then this comes here. Then after, okay, 3 replicas. Okay, how I have to use the replicas? Then it is comes under template. Template means here also you can see the bank application means the leveling. That's why I told you leveling is important in every step. Okay. See, match level. What is, ensure the pot within the level. Ensure the pot that pot are got created. That three replicas means pot. Okay. So that pot are got created. Those are pot are got created in a this namespace. That namespace. Okay. Namespace nothing but this internet banking namespace. In that replica set, that 3 pattern created in this level and this level got matched. Now in a pot, what pot have container, then I have to specify the container. Then after I just create that, specify for the containers, and then after I have to write the containers. And for container, I have to create the image. From the image, you can create the container. From the container, you can create the image. But before that, in a Docker Hub, I told you, in a Docker Hub, already we just do this, the like Docker Hub. Docker Hub is just like a GitHub. That's how like how we just create our application and put in a GitHub. Okay, that's how we have to create in a Docker Hub. We have to create our image and put in a Docker Hub once. So whenever we need container from that, we just create the container from the image only. Okay, so I also already have some of my repository. Okay, in the repository we already created the image over here. Okay, I just give the link of that. See, insurance, those are the applications, nothing but. Okay, so those applications I already created over that. Those applications I already created over that. So I'll just give the information over here, because I told you from the image, from the container you can create the image, and once you just create the image, from the image you can create the container also. Okay, container nothing but the application also. So I'll just give the image address and also the container name. We have to give the container name. No? So I'll just give the container name. That's how we have to create the write the manifest file. And after write the manifest file, there is a one command that I have to write it for running the container. Because we have to run the container. What the like thing we have to do? Kubectl apply minus f. Then after I have to write your manifest file name. So I just take it like manifest file right now. Just take a replica set. Okay, just take a replica set. Not like in a capital. Replica set. Okay, and then after .yml is writing in a yml file. Okay, yml language means you already know yml language, what is meant by that. What I am writing here now, that's the structure of the yml language. Okay, you have to learn that language. It is easy language actually, not big, not hard at all. Okay, so with that help of that this command, you can run your container or run your that file. After run that file, your container got created, your pod got created, and in that pod your container got created. Okay, but here in a replica set there is a disadvantage, or you can say the limitations. What is the limitation? After creating one file, okay, after creating one file, we just forgot that, okay, I just launched the one application, but I have to launch one more application. Then what you have to do in that time? You have to write that form one more time. Then after you have to change little bit here to banking MB means management banking. Okay, MB means you already have our, see, MB mobile banking. MB means, okay, so this application you already launched it before, but you have to say that, okay, I have to launch this application also. So for that you have to write one more file. So is that the hectic task na, to do? See right here, five tasks over here. In your company, there is 50 applications over here or 1,000 applications. Does that mean that you have to write the 1,000 files in a one go? Isn't it good? No, na? Because in Java, you can learn one thing in a starting, that for the developer also, for the like coder also, don't repeat yourself. Dry. You know the dry content. Don't repeat yourself. Once you write it once at a time, don't have to repeat. If you just want to repeat yourself, then you don't call yourself in a, like engineer or something like that. That's a main motive that you have to notice. So we don't have to write one more time. So that's why we can't do here in a replica set. That's a disadvantage in a replica set. Means once the replica set got created, that replica set and don't get edit once more time. You have to create the new replica set, and there you have to put it in the instead of IB, you have to put it MB, and then after you can launch one more time this set. So that's how, that's the disadvantage of the replica set. So that's why we have to come to the next thing, that is so, ma get up. So that's why we have to comes in a deployment. The next kind is deployment. Okay, now I'll show you one more example of the deployment. Give me 1 minute. Deployment. Give me the example of the one deployment YML file. guys. Up to that, for the new people mainly, is it you can understood, guys? For the new people, Shivam, Telugu, please comes with your real name, guys. Please, Janvi, Indu, Dinesh, Chavi, please, guys, confirm once. Guys, could you hear me? Hello, could you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And you can see the screen what I am showing to you over here. Like I just show you the example of that. Why you using the replica set and why we not using the like deployment set. You understood? Me? Replica set have some limitations and all. That's why. Now it comes in a deployment set. Now I'll share on replica and deployment. And you can see those both file are having only one change, that is in kind section. Apart from this, there is nothing changed. Okay. Okay. I'll just show you. Give me a minute. Share it. I'll just take that, copy, and give that. And here, Docker hub, done. Copy and paste. Done. 1 minute just. Yeah, you can see the screen right now, isn't it? See. So see from that two set, what you see? Is it? You see any difference? I just removed all those things. Okay. Uh, those things. Now tell me, is it you can see any difference except one and two? Like yeah, you can take as a example, but you can name it anything. Okay, as you wish. Only that changes is deployment. The time kind is got changed. But what is the advantage that we get it from here? Here, if you just create one times, after that, if you need once more time, like in IB, if you just change MB, so it will take automatically. So you don't need to give it write it one file. You just change it and save the file. You don't have to run this file also. Okay, you don't have to run this file. In that replica set, you have to run this file. Now, after creating new file, you have to run this file. But here, we don't need to run this file also. You just edit the file, and when you just come out from the file after saving, the replica, the plotter got automatically got created. Okay. I don't show the practical because I already showed it before. You have to see the previous lecture. I'll just clear your doubts, like your theory lectures. Okay. And now, right? Oh, sorry. Now, so I'll just come to today's lecture. The all this like basics, not all the basics, like almost you have to see the previous lecture for that, for clearing in more depth. Now, guys, we're gonna go our today's lecture after 1 hour. I'll just try to do so fastly. Okay. Now, so Saurabh, from where you have to start? Saurabh, या from where you have to start? आज स्टार्ट करें या फिर क्या करें आज? ऑलरेडी हो गया, कर दे क्या स्टार्ट? एक एक करा देता हूँ नहीं तो। अच्छा नहीं है क्या? अच्छा मैं देखा ही नहीं, किधर गया लोग? अच्छा प्रभी पीयूष ने मुझे मैसेज किया, नेटवर्क इशू हो रहा है वहाँ पे उसके, वहाँ पे कुछ के। अच्छा ठीक है, ठीक है, फिर एक काम करता हूँ, जो भी है न्यू है मैं उनका थोड़ा सा डाउट क्लियर कर देता हूँ, छोटा सा जो मैंने कल किया था ना, वही वाला करा देता हूँ, ताकि आपका वो डाउट क्लियर हो सके कि ये जो मैंने बोला ना ये सर्वर है, तो ये कैसे सर्वर है मैं वो प्रूफ करा देता हूँ। लिनक्स में तो प्रूफ होगा नहीं, आप देख के नहीं समझ पाओगे, तो मैं विंडोज में क्लिक कर, जैसे विंडोज देख रहे हो ना आप, यहाँ पे विंडोज देख रहे हो ना, ये विंडोज देख रहे हो, Ma, off it, off it. Uh, So, like how we'll see over here, then like that is a window. It is a Windows. Now I'll just launch one more machine over here. I'll show you the little like the real practical that is showing the Windows over here to you. Okay, the real Windows where you do all those things as you wish. Okay, like what you did in Windows, installing the application, WhatsApp. You can also do anything over there. Okay, I'll show you. That's the last thing that I do, and I'll just wrap up the class. And guys, please for the new peoples. I'll just do my effort more than 100%, guys, because you have to do 200% because you are already late. So that's why I have to see those lectures as soon as possible. Because from the tomorrow, I'll just start the updated session, like from where we are. Okay, so you have to see first 4 videos. I clear your basics about the Kubernetes, so you can see those first 4 or 5 videos about the Kubernetes, and then you can come tomorrow. Okay, so please see those works because tomorrow from I don't clear any basics. Yes, it will take a little of time. Do first. Devops. And if you need more explanation about what I did right now, you can see the lecture of that I already did it. Okay, GP3. Then so first I configure my Windows file. First I name it my server as a Windows. Then I create the OS of Windows. Okay. Then after I RAM, I just create the RAM. RAM means 1 GB of memory, but not take the 1 GB. Let's take more. 8 GB take right now. Okay, 8 GB is okay. Then after I just create the key for the connecting with my Windows. Okay, those are the networking part. We don't need to see. I have to clear in other class. Okay, now just launch the system server. Okay, server got launched. And see. I just told you here also because it is connected with the master node. Na see here also you can see one master node, two worker nodes. But see guys, here you can see one magic. I told you that Kubernetes have the self healing things, self healing. You can see. I'll just delete this three. Terminate, not delete. Terminate means I'll just stop this server. You can see those three servers got created automatically. See, I'll just terminate those three servers. Okay. See, shut down and terminated. Sometime later you can see the termination. You'll see the termination. Up to that I'll just take that. I just terminate that thing. Okay, you can see I just terminate that. Okay, it is working good right now also. If I just write that kubectl get get pods. See what do you see? It is refused to connect right now, but it will take little bit of time, but it will come. It will take little bit of time, but it will come. The host is not here actually. It says okay, that's why new server is coming right now. See, isn't it? See, new servers come. There are two server. One master server is coming right now. See, automatically it's come. One master server and one worker server. One more server should be come over here. Okay, running. One more server should be come. What that server? Why it is not coming? Auto scaling. Let's see. This is the auto scaling thing. Auto scaling means from where we can do that things like with the help of that. If the load are getting increased, then it's also getting increased. Okay. Because see, desired capacity. Desired means those are the servers we have to need in our server. Okay. Desired means now worker node, two nodes should be there always. And in master node, one node should be there always. Okay. That's why if I delete also this one, it will create automatically. Okay. So it will take a little bit of time. Now let's see the Windows that I want to show you. When a connection. Okay. How will connect with that? There is an option in your PC also, remote server irrespective of your Mac or OS, doesn't care. Now I have to put the IP address of the server first of all. Okay, copy that IP address first. IP address of Windows. Copied. Go next. Okay, we have to just give the IP addresses and also add as a hi visual updates. Okay, okay. Oh my God. Guys, I just forgot one form to fill it. Actually, it's about my. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Get the password. How will you get the password? Just give the Devops game file and I'll get the password. Of see, we just connected to our server. There is a new window you can see over here. Just like your server, here also the server is here. Okay, just wait for some time. Now let's go over here. Let's see. See, it is running. The three node got coming. Okay, and okay. See, this server is these are not our real PC. Don't see what I am hosting here. All those things are saying over here. See, and if I go here in a PC, my PC, you can see in your real life example. See, you can also browse anything. Okay. Uh, Google data. Start confirm the browser. Next. Finish. See, you can also like do YouTube over here also on the server, and also this server having the internet access. See, you can't see because I didn't sign in with anything. That's why, but you can see. Okay, not only YouTube, like anywhere you can go. Leave it like it is working. I'll just mean to say that it is working. You can do anything in this server. Okay. And also if you wanted to want like if your that server, if you launch any server and if this server like memory is got full and if you need more memory, then nothing you have to do, you just go there, just as like in a real life you have to as SSD in your laptop. Here also you just create one more volume. The name is different but the work is same. Okay, you just create one more volume of 30 GB. I just create okay right now 30 GB, create the volume. What you see right now, so many volumes, it's all for the master note and all. Okay. Oh, sorry. Not that. Yeah. Master note and all. Yeah. See, it will come right now. If I'll just click before what it says, connecting to the server right now, all those things. But right now it is, and if I'll just create get note, get notes, you can see it will take little bit of time to connect the second node or third node, but it will the master nodes coming now. After some time the worker nodes also coming. Okay, okay, now let's go here. What I'm showing to you, yeah, so creating the server, is it, you can see standard over here, guys, please told me because I have four eyes, that's why. Is it you can see standard over here somewhere, standard, yeah, here. So I'll just attach to that server that I already window server, window, and you can name it anything and attach it. It will take little bit of time to work. Okay. Okay, I will get something. Okay, leave it. Okay. Yeah. So it is got connected, I think. If it, how will see that your volume is got attached or not? While you create the volume, you will get the available status. But right now you will see in use. In use means it is using by someone. So you already got connected, but you can't see over here. See, you can't see this server over here. How will see? We'll do some managing things. What you have to manage? Go in a CMD. In this window also you have the CMD. You see already in a Windows. Then after we launch one more Windows server, in that Windows server we're just creating the CMD. Okay, and you can do here. If you want, you can here launch the AWS also. Okay, so as you wish. You have to run one command to add the application. This mgmt management MSC. Okay. See, okay, done. See, it is what it says. 30 GB is unlocated. I mean, it is not got located. You just have to locate that. Okay. Usually the drive is like C or D drive, but if you want, you can write it from any. I just name it Z drive. Okay, Z drive. Go next. New volume. Finish. It's got located also. Formatting and done. And if you see right now in your additional volume, see Z, and you can do anything. You can store your data over here also. Okay, so it's a working of AWS and cloud service, guys. Power of AWS. Okay, so that's why like DevOps. And also, if I told you one more, guys, for your surprising thing, so many people are got not. I not demotivate you. Okay, I don't have to demotivate you, but I'll just show you which are the jobs are not get impacted by AI in tech. You can also research to yourself. You can see here one option. See, site reliable engineer, also DevOps. You can see should be see over here. Uh, separate from- yeah, go in a chat GPT right here. So many things are showing you. Oh, delete. Hardware technician, networking engineering is a part of the DevOps also. Okay. Also, I'll show you. Should be a DevOps engineer. Okay. Project manager. Okay. Or like that, it will take time. Okay, I'll just go to here only directly. I'll show you. Uh, the AI in it should be showing to here. Uh, as you can see somewhere DevOps. It should be okay. Let's go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can tell me. It is ChatGPT. GPT. Yeah, go here. Is that the DevOps? Okay, the spelling mistake. Okay, leave it. Can I? Is it correct? ChatGPT says itself. DevOps is affected by AI, but yeah, not all totally. I told you before that. Only a DevOps career have this capability to not affected by fully. It is affected by the AI, but not fully. Because here already we have implement the AI. Because like I told you in the before batches over there, because I also told you how to integrate the AI with that. What AI can't fully replace easily. Good for DevOps engineer is still handled. Because what happens is that in a DevOps also we can use the AI. AI is everywhere. But the problem here is that as like in a web dev and all, we already know that in web dev, if I learn it over here in web dev, just go up a little bit. I'll just show you. Yeah. Web dev is actually more affected. See, web development is actually more affected by the AI than the DevOps right now. What happened is that I also be in a part of the web dev actually, guys. If I told you my career is also started by the web dev and web development, and also I do it like more than 200 plus leak code problem. But then after I'll have that issue to get a secure a job in with a good package. Okay, so that's why I just told you that I don't told you to come in a DevOps, but as you wish. I just show you the result over here in a ChatGPT only. Because in a DevOps, yeah, you have to use the AI, and how to use the AI. That's also I teach you. Also, I'll teach some DevOps like DevOps AI tools like Helm, Argo CD, GitHops. Then after Guru, like this AI already I created. Okay, so yep. Okay, that's all those things I want to show you. Okay, and apart from that, just check it on this one. See, done all. So that's how the Kubernetes are working, guys. Actually. And yeah, that's all the things we have today's class. Is there anything, any problem, any issue? Then please tell me. Feel free. All clear, guys? I'll just stop the screen sharing. That here. Actually, I just take the attendance. From before, how many people are there? Actually, Saurabh or Piyush or anyone, please? Because I have to put it in a Google sheet. From there, you will get your attendance.
When the
Like in the middle of that class, like how the max percentage is going in a percent over the meeting.
actually in middle of the meeting I was not there.
ओके या यार आपका तो ये हो गया ना सॉरी सौरभ आप थे क्या मैं बोल रहा था कि कितना जन ज्वाइन हुआ था इसमें मैक्सिमम वो मेरे को बस पुट करना है 10 ना ठीक अच्छा ठीक है ओके वो मेरे को एक्चुअली क्या करना है ना पहले जो नॉर्मल मीटिंग पे है वहाँ पे सबका नाम तो नहीं देना है जो जो ज्वाइन हुआ है लास्ट तक उसका नाम पुट करना है मेरे को फॉर्म में गूगल शीट में एक्चुअली एक गूगल शीट है यहाँ पे रुको आपको दिखाता हूँ मैं सबको दिखाता हूँ मैं ऐसे मजाक में नहीं बोलता हूँ कि तो ट्राई करना लास्ट तक ज्वाइन करने के लिए क्योंकि ये सब क्या है ना कि जब आपको इतना सारा ये दे रहा है ना जो सर्टिफिकेशन हाँ मैंने सर्टिफिकेशन की बात किया वो कुछ भी पेड नहीं है आपको वो गलत बताया जा रहा है ठीक है मैंने बात किया ऑलरेडी से कल तो किसी का क्वेरी था सौरभ आपका था क्या वो कुछ तो बोल रहे थे ना आपके क्या बोलते उसको पेड कुछ दे रहे थे या फिर कुछ भी याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे
LOCLOR is paid or not.
हाँ हाँ वो वाला सही किधर गया ये वाला था क्या या see here every day I have to do that actually. Hmm. So done. Okay. So for the new people, I just wanted to get the like, feedback. Is that okay or not? Just like if I have to improve somewhere. Mm. I just okay, guys. I'll just run that one more time. I just delete all those things. Okay. What did command? Pops delete. Then I have to write the name of the cluster. See, What is the cluster name? Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute, guys. Hello.
In this hello,
Yes. Yeah, who's this?
in industry we use
No, no,
cube
please,
development
please,
as a
1 minute, 1 minute, please.
okay,
Hello.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, but I just sent you the Varsha once. Could you just, yeah, actually, I'm a little bit busy actually right now. Yeah, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Yeah, tomorrow I'll. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. No worries, no worries. Thank you. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, please tell me. क्या हुआ?
We use Cubadium also in industry because currently I'm instead of using COPS, I'm using Cubadium for practice. That's why I'm asking.
Qbdm. Qbdm you can use, but it is manual, na.
Yeah,
So
manual.
manual, like, what is the working like? What does it mean? If you wanted to use the manual, then you can go in a Docker Swarm, na. Docker Swarm is working that same manual.
All the concept is same, but just COPS create through automation and Cubadium is have to do we have to do
Manual.
manually to
Yeah,
manually create
that's
the
all.
load balancer and auto scaling.
Yeah, but in a production level, you can't use it the QBDM because like QBDM in a production level, if you want to use, like where you don't know now where your customer got increase and in decrease in that time. So that's why you have to use that one only. Like
So for practice purpose, is it okay or I have to use only COPS also?
no,
COPS only.
but for the practice purpose also you can use the cubes, na. Because the situation you will get it in the corps. That's different situation you will get in the cubes, na. For if you do the manually scaling, if there is something error, then you will get it manually. But in an automatic system, if you get the error, then this error is happening from the beginning onwards. That's why I
So,
just told you to use the corps.
so in interview, if I say that I am using the COPS only, so okay or not? I
That's
mean,
fully okay.
what should I have to say that which tool I'm using, COPS or Cubadium? That was I'm asking.
Yeah, in that
So
time
I
you have
am
to
really
say I'm
confused.
using the cops actually. Because what happened is that the interviewer also know that okay, everybody is using cops. They are also using cops actually in industry level. Because I working over there, I know that everybody was working in the cops only. Not only cops, everybody working on the Argo series right now. If I told you like this is the advanced tool, I gonna told that about that. Okay, after completion of that, okay, I gonna told
So
about
all the
that.
concept is same. We just have to install the COPS uh,
Yeah, yeah.
instead of Cubadium, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Instead of giving that, install the cops. Vishal 123. Uh, Kates is the name of the Kubernetes guys only. Okay, why it is called Capes? Because after K you can see there is so many things over there. That's why. I just delete all my cluster over there. Okay, from here only you can see. I just delete from here now. All the machine got terminated automatically. Okay, I can't do. I don't do automatically over there. See, here all these machines are getting terminated automatically except one. Which one? This cops. Okay, so I'll just terminate both two. Uh, yeah, done termination. Yeah, it is says the remote desktop service is ended because I already, yeah, done. And you can see the list of the things are also terminated. Why you can't see? Like I just see all are got terminated. See here also the auto scaling got deleting. Okay, see here you can see it is got deleted. See deleting. Load balancer got deleting. One load balancer should be there. It is mandatory. Yeah, one is should be there. Yeah. Security group and volumes are already got automatically got deleted. Yeah, see available. Okay, this one. Okay, okay. Delete that. What you have to delete that first. This one system and this S3 bucket you have to delete. Those two are don't delete. And see in the S3 bucket we have already object. Object is nothing but this one. See secrets, manifest file, version. If you create anything over here, those are also showing over here. See, control panel, so many things are over here actually, guys. Just explore it. Like, what's the things in a DevOps that can you can explore easily to buy yourself? Okay, that's why. Like so many things, if I told you so many things, I like it in a DevOps. That's why this comes in a DevOps. Before that, I am also the um, in a web dev paglu. I did so many things over there, guys. Okay. I also have my resume at my first in a web dev, and then after I will comes in a DevOps because I think that the job market is so worst over there. Like for the startups also, the startup also says that okay, you have to clear 500 or 400 lead code questions over there. I'll be think okay, I know the concept over there, the binary tree, local tree, all those things like or the basic concepts and also the advanced one, advanced binary tree. There is a concept over there, but they just told me like they just ask more and more, more and more. Who is no more? They wanna take that in a less salary and working like a, you already know that like yeah. So that's why it is got automatically. Is it not got terminated? Okay, something is happening with the volume. Okay, I think so. I'll just do glade bind myself only. Sometimes network issue is happening. That's why. Okay. And you can see over it is done. Oh, okay, why is not got created? The network is issue. Network issue. See, sometimes it is happening. Network issue. Okay, volume is not there. Load balancer also not there. And one load balancer should be there. Yeah, it is getting.